Hey everybody, it is Wednesday. We are live at 5. Tonight we're going to talk about hiring the perfect staff for your maid service. That is the biggest issue, the biggest bone of contention in your cleaning business is your staff. You cannot scale unless you have a good handle on how to hire the right people for your company. I usually wait a few minutes wait to see a couple people coming on. I see a couple people jumping on. If you're jumping on for the first time or, you watch me regularly, say hi so I know who you are. All I see is numbers on the side. I don't see names and stuff until you actually start posting in the comments. So, hi, Jamie. How are you? Good call last night. Good call. I think you've been hazed enough. I think you're primed and ready for some changes in your business, which we're going to get for you. So I'm glad you're on. I see a couple people on. I'll wait a couple more minutes. Just kind of say hi, where you're from. And I want to. Yes, I know. It happens. It happens. It's happened to me. I've been kicked in the ass before. I'm not gonna lie. Hi, Hella. How are you? Hi, Amanda. Yeah, I've been kicked in the ass, chewed up, spit up, spit up, spit out. What is it? Chewed up and spit out. Chewed up and spit out. But the difference between me and the person next to me that quit is I kept going, and that's what it takes. That's what it takes to persevere, so nothing affects you. Right, like a steel trap, like nothing affects you. Tonight we're going to talk about hiring the perfect team for your maid service. Super important. I know Amanda and Hella are in the drop them up and scale along with you, Jamie. They're getting ready to. Amanda's getting ready to hopefully hire in the next couple weeks. Hella's not too far behind her, right? So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Cheryl Hatcher. I founded my own maid service company called Maid. I'm in the north of Boston, Massachusetts area. I also founded this group, which is called Sisters Who Scale. I'm a cleaning business coach, and I help cleaning business owners scale their businesses. So a little bit about me. I started the company myself. I founded it. I solo cleaned in the beginning, just like most of you. I was just like you when I started, and I grew it to over $700,000 in income a year in about 4 years, and still increasing it. I do it about 20 or so hours a week. Yeah, 20, 22. Right now it's spring, so everything is absolutely crazy. I have an active place in my company. I do all my sales and the estimates. I strategize with my teams, and I get my teams into a place of a positive mindset. So they love coming to work every day, and they go out to work and they do the job. So that's what we're kind of going to talk about tonight. I worked real hard. I'll tell you that, right? I worked real hard to get it where it is today. I know it can be done. And I know that there are things that you need to not do. I try and help you to avoid those pitfalls. So, for those of you that tune in on live or on replay, you can catch everything on replay, and I still look at the comments and everything. People ask me how the hell did I do it, right? Because you have a crappy day, right? When maybe someone that was working for you that you trusted goes and takes your clients, right? Not fun. You wanna take a meat grinder to them, right? Let's be honest, we all do. We're all Christian. However, when someone does that to you, it doesn't make you feel so nice, and sometimes it's hard to forgive. So there are certain things you can put in place to not let that happen, okay? So let's talk about hiring. Let's talk about the good stuff. How did I figure out how to hire rock stars for my cleaning company? Well, I hired a lot of non-rock stars in the beginning, so I knew what not to do, right? It took a lot of guts. It took some trial and error. It can be done, right? I did it. I did it. It can be done. I'm living proof that it can be done. But the first thing that needs to happen is you need to get over your fear of doing it. And that's usually in the beginning, everyone's pretty nervous about that. The fear is what's blocking some of you from hiring. You think, oh, no one will be able to clean like me or deliver the service that I do to my clients. I'm sure you have said stuff like that before to yourself. Show of hands if you're a control freak. Write in the chat, control freak. This should be funny. So when I was in the field, no one shined mirrors in chrome like me. I was a badass like it, right? No one staged the house like I did either, right? The presentation is almost as important as the actual cleaning, okay? No one cleaned as fast as I did. I knew how to speed clean when I needed to. So when I had to transition out of the field, it was hard, right? My OCD control freak side had a hard time with it. But I was forced to because I had a back injury that prevented me from cleaning houses. So I don't know if some of you have had back injury. I know, Jamie, you've had some issues, so you know what I'm talking about. But it actually prevented me from getting out of bed and going in the field. So I had no choice. I had to learn a different skill set, which was hiring and motivating teams and training teams, right? Super scary because I'm such a doer. I'm like, I got it, I got it, I got it. But I had to be like, I have to teach you to get it and you to get it and you to get it. So different. But I was faced with no choice. So I had to figure out how to do it, right? And that's why I'm trying to help all of you prevent the bad stuff before anything happens. So let's kind of talk about this for a second. What happens if you physically can't work your cleaning business? And I'm not trying to scare any of you by any means. I'm trying to prepare you early before anything happens, right? You know, we all get older. So you've been cleaning in the business for, let's say, 2 years or more. You should be working on a plan to be getting out of the field because those aches and pains come faster for us. Number one, as we get older, but number two, when you're cleaning houses all day long, 5 days a week, right? The rest of the people have desk jobs. Their bodies aren't getting beat up like that. All those bending over in the tubs, dusting the low areas, that takes a toll on our body. It did mine. Even when I dust my own house today, I can feel my back wants to like go out of place a little bit, right? It's just crazy. It almost gives me like PTSD when I'm dusting. I'm like, crap, what is that feeling? So my back like has memory and it immediately starts to ache when I start to bend down low to dust. So I want to prepare you all for when your body tells you it's had enough and it can't do the physical work anymore because that's coming, whether or not you want to believe it or not. That is coming. It sure is shit coming for you eventually if it hasn't already, right? And the only way to stop this from happening is you need to learn how to master the art of hiring and training and retaining employees, okay? So you're at a crossroad here. You're either going to learn how to master the skill of people and employees and hiring, right? That's some mental stuff that you need to learn, or you're going to have to find another job, right? There's really no other choice. It's like do or die time, but it can be done. So let's break this down into steps. Your first thing, and I may sound like a broken record to you, but you have to write a great ad. You have to write a great ad that's full of communication, full of details, because it all starts here. This is the first point of contact for the person that you're potentially going to bring into your company. So you need to learn how to write a great hiring ad. If you're going to attract the right people to your company, you can't just put anything on a piece of paper. You have to put the right words on a piece of paper. You can't just wing this because what happens is you go into desperation hire. You've got all these estimates and this business coming in on the left-hand side, but you get no one to do the jobs, right? So that's obviously a bad problem to have, right? If you hire bodies to cover the schedule, you're going to have a bunch of people in your company you do not know, and you're going to be sitting back and it's going to feel like chaos to you, right? You're going to have a bunch of riffraff that they're not going to be the best fit for your company. So growing slower and smarter is better than growing faster. And this is how companies blow up when they can't handle the growth. I can't stress this enough. There's a lot of people out there that say, oh, I'm going to build, $1 million company and I'm not going to go in person and build relationships with my clients and I'm going to have this great business. No, you're not. You're not going to have it if you don't have your systems in place. I don't care what anyone tells you, right? You have to be hiring. People say always be hiring. Yes and no. It depends where you're at, where your goals are, right? So you want to prevent yourself from getting a lot of riffraff. So your ad is all the way you communicate to people. This is your first touch with your candidate So you only have so many seconds to get their attention. Think about the limited space that people have. They watch a TikTok video for 5 seconds and they're gone onto something else. It's the same thing with us. They're scrolling through Indeed, looking at all the ads. They're applying to a whole bunch of other jobs as you. So the first thing, number one, is your title of the ad has to pop. It has to pop. It has to be exciting. It has to be eye-catching. It has to have the right algorithms according to Indeed. If you want to call Indeed up and ask them, they'll tell you the algorithms. It's pretty crazy. Certain words pop better than others, right? So the first paragraph has to have as many details in it as possible about the job. So do you want to hire people that have professional experience, or you want to have complete newbies? Some people like to train complete newbies. I prefer to hire people with at least some type of experience, so they're a little easier to train, right? And if anyone says to you, how hard can cleaning be in an interview, don't hire them. Just don't. Because you and I all know that cleaning is tough, okay? This happened to me. It was an epic fail. This is how I learned not to like bring someone on that says how hard can cleaning be. So we hired this girl. The interview went well, right? We do a couple of interviews. We do a Zoom interview, then we do an in-person interview. And we were desperate. It was Christmas time. We were busy, and this woman says, how hard can cleaning be? And I didn't pick it up. I was like, anyone that's cleaned professionally knows how hard it is. So I'm like, I just was like, yeah, right, great. You think this is easy. Wrong. I was wrong there, right? I failed. So I'm telling you from personal experience. She was very fast. Her attention to detail was horrible, hence why she was very fast, right? And we got complaints and we lost clients. She was terrible. And she bragged about how good of a cleaner she was, and we got crazy complaints. We lost clients, and she ended up lying to us at the end, saying she was having surgery because she couldn't produce a doctor's note to come back to work, right? Always make them produce a doctor's note if they've been out more than a couple of days. And we don't take liars back. So we had learned our lesson with her. Glad that was over. That was a little while back, and we don't hire anyone that says how hard can cleaning be. We don't even. If I hear that in a Zoom, they don't get an in-person interview with me. No way, Jose. Okay, so your ads really need to stand out. And I know some of you say, "Oh, no one wants to work," right? Okay, I mean, there's a tiny bit of a truth. COVID and all that free money screwed everyone's work ethic up. Everyone thinks they're going to be an Instagram star or an influencer, and that's, really not the case. These kids doing, products and stuff like that. So the problem is there are more jobs dangling right in front of their faces, and so they're willing to jump ship for an extra $1 an hour or something maybe looks more appealing to them. So coming out of the gate strong with an attractive headline in your job ad is what you want to do to be competitive, because you're competing against other cleaning companies for staff, and I can't stress it enough. So think of it like that. Your ads need to look better, they need to be better, they need to offer some great perks to that person that makes them want to submit the application, right? This is a sale. You're selling this position. Why are you better than Molly Maids? Why are you better than Maid Pro? Don't even think about the small cleaning companies. Think about the large cleaning companies, the big franchises. Aim to have your ads better than them. Don't shoot low, shoot high. If you want the top talent, you got to shoot high, because you're competing against these other companies. So think of it like that. You're selling this position. So boring ads no longer work. House cleaners wanted. It's kind of boring, kind of 1990s. You know what I mean? People have choices. The talent has choices. They want to find the best position for them, right? You can't really blame them, right? So you have to be able to catch their eyes. So they keep reading and they actually send you their resume, okay? Knowing how to screen your potential candidates, your interview process, okay? So now you have a stack of resumes in front of you. One of my clients, Libby, from Tennessee, said she had like 70 applicants. It was wild. And she was hiring. So what do you do with those, right? You obviously don't have them in a stack of paper anymore. Everything's online. So you have to spend time with this picking through them, getting rid of the wrong ones that aren't right. That's what you want to do first. You want to get rid of the wrong ones. Just get them off. X, X, not the question mark because you feel bad. X. If they're not wrong, X them out, get them off your list. If you're looking for people with experience and they don't have experience, get rid of them. Don't waste your time, right? Don't waste your time. Another thing you can do is if they job hop and they don't stay at a job more than 3 months, don't even interview them. Don't even bother because chances are they're going to stay 3 months with you. Once you spend all that time training them, they're going to leave too. So now you're past the screening. It's time to set up the interview. Like I said, I do prefer doing Zoom interviews first so I can screen anything out. Your whole job is to screen the bad ones out, right? I know, you want to be like, oh, I want to look for the perfect person. You're listing for things to X them out so you can bring the right candidates to the top. So I do Zooms because you're going to get no-shows. Don't let it depress you. It happens. It's part of life. These people are applying to a whole bunch of different jobs. And if they're not organized, and some of them aren't, right, just letting you know, they will forget. So what you want to do is you want to send them a reminder for the Zoom the day before. And then you'll have a much better show up rate. Okay, so after the Zoom, what's next? What kind of shape are they showing up for the interview? And I don't mean physically. I mean, are they in a bathrobe? Are they driving a car? What are they doing? Oh, I got to reschedule. I got to do it later. Oh, I'm going to be driving. Can I do the interview in the car? I don't let people interview in the car. I will take them off my list because I don't feel that they feel that's important. If they're driving somewhere and they want to interview while they're driving, no chance. I want them to be taking notes. I want them to be paying attention. So I cancel the interview. I don't bother. So things like that you can do. You want to look at what they're wearing. Do they show up to the interview presentable? Are they disheveled? Are they telling you all their drama in their interview and why they can't work certain days? Look out for this because this means they're going to be hard to schedule. You don't want to bring drama employees into the mix because this just creates chaos. I talk about this all the time. So this is a process, the interview process and weeding through people. You have to take a little time with. It's part of your company. It's just like, here's the schedule, here's the payroll, here's the hiring department. It's still kind of like that, right? So why can't you hire anyone? Because you're going into people's houses. You're going into people's houses, right? Even if they can clean. What if they committed larceny? And you don't know because you didn't do a background check. Bad. So you can't let them into the houses because your clients trust you. You can't hire anyone with a theft record. I don't care if they sold a pack of gum, right? They can't be trusted. Period. End of story. You can't bring them in because you don't want to get that call where your client says, hey, a family heirloom went missing and it's over 100 years old and you can't replace that because it's a family heirloom and it's 100 years old. It's their word against yours. Then you get into that, then they cancel you. Then you got to put a claim through your insurance and you don't know how to do it because it's an heirloom. It's a pain in the butt. Leave that person out that has any type of a record that has larceny on it. That's why it's important to do background checks on these people, right? So not only do you have to figure out how to pay for this ring, you've lost a client. They could go on Facebook and say who knows what, and you don't want that to happen because that will ruin your reputation. This could be a 10,000 plus ding to your reputation. So just trust me. I'm not trying to say this to scare any of you. I'm saying this to educate you, to give you the real life situation here, right? So I want to emphasize that I'm helping you and I'm steering you away from making mistakes that could actually cost you a lot more money than you realize. So what if it takes an extra week to find a better applicant? You can reschedule your client. That's more important. Does that make sense? Nobody wants to reschedule clients because that means you don't get paid till the week after. I get that, but it's much more important to take your time with this, okay? Your clients will understand. You can say you have, staffing issues, right? The reasons why you're having to reschedule. Someone's out sick, something like that, right? Because you want to wait for the right person, okay? So you have to have a really strategic plan here to hire, and that's something I teach in the Drop Them Off and Scale Accelerator. To avoid, I teach it in detail to how to avoid these major mistakes that may cause you to feel desperate to hire. It's a crappy feeling, and you have to remind yourself that you don't need bodies, you need good employees who are not just there for a paycheck, but the ones that actually give a crap about their quality of work, the ones who have ethics, and who have great customer service skills, can be normal in houses and not do crazy things in houses, and talk to the clients and make the clients feel at ease. Okay, so now you're at the stage where you've hired someone, you think she's going to be good. Now you have to train. So although you want to have a good process, this is a working interview. The first week is a working interview, and I tell everyone that you're training, but you want to see if, number one, they like the job, number two, they're half decent at it, right? And number three, and most important, they can handle the physical work, because the physical work in this job is not for everyone. They think, oh, a house cleaning lady, how hard could it be? Well, when you're bending over 6 tubs a day, it can be really difficult, right? So now you're training them, right? But you're onboarding them first. So let's look at your onboarding. So I work with a lot of different cleaning business owners. Some have onboarding programs, some don't. Some think they have good programs, good training programs, and sometimes they might need a little tweaking, and that's totally okay. No one gets this 100% correct right out of the gate. So give yourself a little grace and sit back. You can do it, right? But this needs to be thought out, and it needs to be a strategic process. So a planned event that happens from the moment they show up from their first day. You have to have these things in order. You can't really wing an onboarding, because it's going to show that you don't have your shit together. And you want to have your shit together, right? You want to look professional. You want to have, the papers. You want to show them how, if you're using an app, show them how to take them through a tutorial of the app, have them register for the app, have them download it, have them clock in, show them how to do all that stuff. There's a whole process with this, right? They need to bring the necessary forms of ID. That's huge. If you have any training videos you want them to watch before going out in the field, that's great. Everyone does it slightly different, but there needs to be preparation and a thought out process that can be duplicated over and over again. I have not done or shown any videos because I firmly believe that it's like this. You throw a baby into a pool. The baby's either going to swim or the baby's going to sink, right? Maybe that's not the right analogy. Maybe not a baby. But I guess what I'm saying is, you just throw someone into the wolves. You show them training in field training. They're going to learn easier hands-on. So that's why I never was a huge fan of the videos, because I think that it's a little bit of a time waster. I think you should get right in there with a great trainer, or if you're training first, I think you should get in there and just teach them and show them in person how to do it. Don't 4 hours of watching videos is kind of a waste of time. That's just my opinion. So are they going to grasp it like that, right? Every maid comes from some sort of training. There's a training manual usually in every service, right? So an effective training program should have a system that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then a test at the end, right? So these are done so you can qualify to see if someone is actually getting it. And this is also something you can't wing. It has to be a thought out process done in steps. So you don't want to just throw a newbie into the ring and just expect them to catch on to everything. It doesn't really work that way. Plus, it doesn't really make you look professional if you don't have a system, right? You have to have a system. You have to have a training system. Think of it like this. You and your teams have been doing this for years. You have it down pat. But you've developed a system that this took you some time to do. A new person can be intimidated, but by having a step-by-step training is where they get rewarded along the way. It's a good idea to have. You tell them they're doing a great job on their mirrors, on their toilets, on their showers, or whatever it is. If you are finding that people are having a hard time grasping it, you should maybe take a second look at your training program. Always look at yourself first. Look at what you can improve better. You want to be a great CEO, I'll tell you right now. Look at yourself first. Don't point the finger. Look at is there anything that I could have done better to make their experience better? Because this is a two-way street. If you're really truly looking objectively at this thing, it's their experience, it's your experience, and then it's the other person looking in on how everything kind of got along and everyone kind of flowed, right? So always look at yourself and be like, could I have perfected this more? You can always survey your staff and be like, what do you think of this? Do you have any opinions? What do you think of that? How was onboarding? How was training? Would you have wanted something else? Get feedback from your people, because they're the ones that are, they will love that you get, that you're asking them their opinion. They will absolutely love it. Like, it's like rebirth. You would have think you're giving them $1,000,000. But here's the thing. If they don't grasp the bathroom in the first week or so, they usually don't make it, right? If they can't get the details of all of the cleaning of the bathroom in the first week of training, they're probably not going to make it. I cite everyone on the bathrooms. They don't pass to the kitchen until they get the bathrooms down, right? So, is that all making sense? I know I was talking kind of fast here. Anyone have any questions about that? Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kelly. I'm going through this. You have Laura, why do you have a fear of rescheduling a client? Wasn't looking on here. I was just doing my thing here. For real, why do people share their personal baggage in an interview? Laura, for the life of me, I have no idea. I have no idea why people do this. I don't know, but I run from them, right? Run from them. If they're doing that, run from them. Hi, Martha from San Diego. Amanda Burge, you're a control freak. No. Are you kidding me? I'm only teasing you. Hi, Laurie, control freak. A lot of us are control freaks because we're the one. Yep. Wow, I get a lot of control freaks here. Laura's a control freak. Amber's a control freak. Jamie's a control freak. Jamie just put her hand up. She's just like, oh, so funny. In response, fear rescheduling because I define myself by my dependability. Yeah, no, I know that. I know that. You just have to do the best you can and ask God to give you a little bit of grace on this, because sometimes it's not going to work out like you plan, and you're going to have to reschedule because you're not dealing. You didn't hire robots, you hired human beings, and that's why it's a little different. Amber, I read somewhere if they ask for the first time, this means they're only takers. Let me see if I can figure this out. I read somewhere if they ask for money at first. Oh, in the interview you mean? Yeah, you're probably right. You want someone that's really truly interested in what the actual job entails. Amanda, you're funny. Control. Kelly's a control freak too. Wow, more control freaks. I wonder if I should do a training on how to let go of the control. It's hard. It's not easy. Totally. It's not easy. Totally not easy. Just ask my kids. Oh my God. Laurie, I'm so glad you made it. Laurie, how do I say your last name? Friesinger, I think, right? Friesinger. Like that. Everyone's liking Amanda Burge's comment. Just ask my kids. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my God. So is this all making sense? Is this helpful? This is the hardest part of the whole thing. Not just with a cleaning business, but like every type of service industry business, you're hiring your people. It requires patience, right? But if you can master this, if you can stick it out and master this, I'm telling you, there is freedom on the other side. Freisinger. Oh, that's easier to say. A training on letting go. I think I might actually do that. I'm going to think about that one. Yep. No, I get it. It's hard. It's hard, ladies. It's very hard. It's like, I remember, it's almost like, it's like this. It's like Freisinger with a soft C. It's like having a baby and leaving your baby at daycare for the first day you feel lost, you feel hopeless, you feel scared, you feel nervous, and then what do? If it's a private daycare and you're allowed to, you call the daycare and you check up on the baby. So you're going to call your staff when they're out by themselves and you're going to check up on the baby, right? It's going to feel like that. It's going to feel like you're empty, like something is, like you've left something behind. Um, I well, you're not going to want to hear this, but Indeed's probably the best for this level of what we're hiring for, Laura. Some of the other ones are hiring for different positions, like ZipRecruiter is definitely more expensive. You can do, and we've done this, so I don't know if any of you use Gusto. I know some of you do use Gusto. We use Gusto for our payroll. If anyone needs a code for Gusto, I have an affiliate code and they send you $100. So Gusto has a hiring piece on it too. So they will send it out to different platforms and then it comes, your applications and resumes come through Gusto. So we do that. We do Indeed. We tried ZipRecruiter, epic fail. It was way too expensive. We've tried Viva HR, wasn't thrilled with that. Facebook, I think, stinks. A job fair could work if you can find one in person. But I like Indeed and I like the Gusto. So Gusto just pulls them from all different places. They have search engines, algorithms. They take the words in your ad, right? And they pull all the applications. So you can try that. If anyone needs a code in Gusto, let me know. I'll put the code in the chat. Just put Gusto. So Laura, Gusto has an HR platform built into it. So that's why we use Gusto, because we love it so much. Has HR. They keep you compliant according to your state. They keep all your taxes compliant. So every state is different. I live in Massachusetts up here in the north, so I have more taxes to pay than some of you all. But we use it because Gusto has an all-in-one thing. It also will take out your, they have a great workers' comp policy that they take the payment out of your account weekly instead of monthly, or instead of making you pay a lump sum. Some companies want you to pay a lump sum. I know this is off the topic of hiring, but some companies want you to pay a lump sum for workers' comp. We don't do that. We just pay it weekly. Amber, I think they just launched Gusto in Canada. You know what? I'm gonna put my link in here while we're on the topic of it. You guys can just check it out if you need it. If you're at the point where you need it. Let me go back. Let's see. That's the Gusto link. If you guys need it, I don't know if it'll put the actual link in there. That's my affiliate code if you want to check it out. But anyways, I hope this was helpful for hiring. I did a 3-part on hiring right now because that's one of the biggest things. But if you're having issues with hiring employees and you're sick of them and they're driving you crazy and you can't figure out where the disconnect is and what you're doing wrong, so that's a big piece of it. You're only looking at it through your glasses, right? Through your own view. There's more than one view. There's 2 views. There's 3 views, right? There's the employee's view. There's an outsider person to be like, maybe you could have done something a little bit better, right? If you want a reassessment, reach out to me. We can have a chat. I have 1 spot left for private coaching. I just got 1. It opened up. And I have 1 for the group program for the Drop Them Up and Scale. They're both 6 months programs because I really think you need 6 months to make changes. You're going to try stuff. You're going to fail epically at certain things. Then you come back to me to roll things off of, to be a mentor. I require you to do homework. It's intense, right? And I'm honest with you. That's the thing. I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to tell you maybe you should try this, or maybe you weren't consistent enough posting your ads or stuff like that. I'm going to tell you, whereas someone else may blow smoke up your butt, right? How to write a training manual, right? How to hire, how to fire. Firing sucks, it's hard, but there's a certain way to do it that you can sleep at night, right? I kind of work with you and teach you all about that. So let me know if you want information. I hope this was helpful. Let me check in. All right, ladies. Next week will be the third and final part 3 of the hiring diaries. So look out for that. It's going to be an Ask Me Anything. We get to ask me anything. I hope this was helpful for you, ladies. Best coach ever. Oh, Kelly, you're amazing. Stop it. Oh, that's nice of you. That's nice of you. Kelly's a rock star down in Texas. Kelly's a complete rock star. Complete rock star. That's what I can say. All right, ladies, you have a great evening. I know I have a couple of people to get back to. A few of you clients that are in the drop them up and scale have sent me in your homework for the night. So know that I'm going to be looking that over before the night is over and getting back to you. So you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all soon. All right, bye.